All right, in today's drive, we are going to Krispy Kreme, and then we are going to go to some of my apartments that I need to go check something out. So let's get today's drive started. Start self-driving, and let's head out. And I'll put something on the background so we can hear, but this corner is a little bit sketchy sometimes because there's trees. As you can see, there's trees all over on this street, and anytime that I turn right on that street, it's a little bit sketchy. Because sometimes it happened one time where the car didn't see another car that was behind the tree, and I had to step on the accelerator because the other guy was coming quite fast. That's what she said, but yeah, he was coming really quick, and basically I had to click the accelerator or press the accelerator because he was coming quite quickly, and I needed to move out of the way. Also, quick tip: if you don't want to drink calories and you're trying to lose weight and you don't always like to drink regular water, this is amazing. Liquid Death, the mango chainsaw. It's game changer. Game changer, and it only has 10 calories. So you're still drinking a little bit of calories, but nothing crazy. And it gives it a little bit of a change to your taste buds. Because always drinking water, I mean, it's fine. I'm not saying it's bad, but it's just gets boring sometimes, you know what I'm saying? So drinking a little bit of mango water changes things up a little bit. So all right, let's see how this drive goes. The last couple of drives I've had to jump in a little bit more than I would like to. I don't know why, but I just bought this car. It's been game changer. It's been amazing. I've loved it. But I don't know why. The first couple of days, everything was amazing. I really didn't even have to jump in, and then now randomly, and that's the thing I've heard with FSD, is some days it's just weird. Some days it's just, I don't know if it's just what it is, but some days I have to jump in a lot more than I usually do. And I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying sometimes I have to step in more, and it's definitely strange every once in a while, but here it's acting very well. I mean, it sees the street cones right there, and it's moving in. So it hesitated there a little bit. I think it saw the other car coming around there, and it hesitated to get in there. That was also a little bit weird, a little ghost braking. But again, I'm being very nitpicky. Very, very nitpicky. I think, actually, you know what it is? What I think it is? Let me just restore here. It might be because you get so used to this thing doing such a great job that over time you get used to the car driving you, and then every single little time you need to jump in and drive, it kind of becomes annoying, and you recognize that a lot more because you're just not driving. I mean, we can see my stats here. Here it is. So self-driving, there it is. So I've driven a total of 1,045 miles in this car over the past, I don't know, month and a half that I got this car. And self-driving has been 94% of my drives. 986 miles is what I've driven self-driving compared to 1,045 total. So as you can see, I really rarely touch the steering wheel. Is it gonna see that? Oh yeah, it did. Wow, it moved over for a piece of debris on the road, so that's amazing. But yeah, basically I don't really drive this car, and I love it. The one thing I don't know why, I don't know if this is a common thing with Teslas. This is my first Tesla, by the way. I never thought I would want a Tesla. I never thought I would be interested in a Tesla. I never wanted a Tesla. And I had a Corvette before this. I have a Tacoma. I had a Volkswagen. I had 2 Volkswagens. So I'm just used to the regular driving. But I don't know how all of a sudden I stumbled across Tesla in my algorithm, YouTube and Instagram, and all of a sudden I started to get a ton of videos on Teslas, and I thought it was quite interesting. I was like, you know what? Let me go test drive one, because a little backstory on this is my boss, I moved here from Mexico about 11 years ago. And when I moved here, after a couple of jobs here and there, I became an insurance agent. And I was selling insurance for another person, for another agent. It wasn't my business. I was selling for someone else, and he bought a Tesla. And since I was in the insurance business, obviously I get involved with cars a lot, right? I see a lot of cars. I talk about cars all the time. And so he bought this Tesla, and I drove it, and it was the first Model 3. I really did not like nitpick it or anything. I just kind of basically saw it inside. I thought it was pretty cool. The big screen, that was the first of its like kind back then. I don't even remember when that was, 2015 maybe, 2016. And I thought that was so cool that it had a screen, like such a big screen. And I think this one's a lot bigger. This one's 16 inch. The other ones were like, I don't even know, maybe like 14 inch or something. And I thought that was so cool, and that you could control everything from the screen. So he let me drive it, and I thought it was interesting. I thought it was different, but nothing other than that. I mean, I remember the autopilot, when it was called autopilot. I don't even know what it's called now. I know it's called FSD, but I don't know what the other one is called. Auto steer or whatever. I don't even know. But it was basically like a fancier cruise control. Like, it would stay in the lane, and it would move lanes if you told it to or whatever. But it wouldn't do anything else. Like, it just kind of, it was a fancy cruise control. And I just didn't think that was cool. Honestly, I thought it was like interesting, but that's it. I think there's a modified Cybertruck in front here. Militech. That's pretty cool. But maybe you'll get to see it in a second. Let me see it. It's right in front there. I don't really like the Cybertrucks anyway. That actually looks pretty cool. I think they have some stickers on it and make it look like military, but I'm not a big fan of it. I had an order for like 10 Cybertrucks because I was going to resell them when they came out, but then Tesla came out with the that you couldn't, I don't know what it's called, that you couldn't resell them after a year or before the year, and so I just kind of closed out the orders. But I thought they were a pretty interesting thing when they were going to come out, but then I ended up backing out. I'm glad I did. I would have lost my ass on that. But going back to the story, my boss let me drive the Tesla. I didn't think it was interesting, and then he invited me on a trip to Vegas in this Model 3 that he bought, and it was one of the most miserable trips I've ever taken. One, because of the braking, and I was sitting in the back, and the space was very cramped for 4 people to drive on a long road trip. My wife hated, after that day, my wife hated, there's a Cybertruck. My wife hated Teslas, and I did too, honestly. After that trip, I was like, they're kind of boring, they're not fun, and they're uncomfortable. So that was back in 2015, 2016. Sorry about that. It's 9:40 a.m. I just woke up a couple of minutes ago. And that's another thing I love about this is I can be kind of tired and still drive, still get stuff done, still be productive. But we didn't really like Teslas. And then, going back to when I test drove this recently, I completely loved it. I did a 2-hour test drive. I don't know if they have those where you're located, but I did a 2-hour test drive, and I brought my wife with me, and we completely fell in love with it. It was also Model Y Premium, and it blew my mind. It blew my mind, and I think most people, this truck is really close to me. I appreciate the Tesla moving a little bit, but this truck is very, very close. Kind of scary, but it blew our mind, and I'm coming from a place that I did not like Teslas. I thought they were boring vehicles. I thought they were just a gimmick. And when I drove the first one, the test drive, the most recent one, it was a 2026 Model Y, similar to this one, just white interior. And I loved it. I truly loved the experience, the quality. The steering wheel feels so premium compared to the old ones. Everything just feels so great. I love the squared off corners of the screen. It just looks way better, and the LED light. So yeah, I loved it. I really loved it. And so I was debating if I should buy it or not. I already have a paid off Tacoma, so I didn't want to spend the money. I really didn't. I really did not want to spend the money, because I mean, this is with taxes, I live in Utah, so I have to account for the taxes, state taxes on this vehicle after the purchase price, and that's about $6,000. And so I'm like, do I really want to spend this kind of money right now in this economy? But I also realize that just the peace of mind of not having to drive everywhere is kind of incredible. My partner, I have a business, and my partner, he bought a Model X with Hardware 3. And he told me, like, dude, this is game changer. You need to buy one. You need to test one out. Go try one out. I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm going to go listen to him. He also told one of his best buddies as well. And his best buddy, just literally like a month before I bought mine, he bought another 2 Model Ys, one for him and one for his wife, and they sold their Toyotas. This guy, this guy that I'm talking to you about, not my partner, but his friend, I'm friends with him as well. He's a cheap dude. Like, he does not like to spend money. And this guy went out there, sold his paid off Toyotas, which are very good cars, and he bought 2 Model Ys. That should tell you something, that when you experience FSD in a newer vehicle, it's game changer. It's like it's game over. And so that was my experience. That was his experience. That was my partner's experience. And so when I saw that, I was like, wait a second, I need to check this out. And that's why I went and did the test drive. Let's see how it handles this. This guy's coming out of the parking lot. Good job. Stop before going in. Let me go through the drive-thru. I'll continue explaining that story, but let me just make an order here. Oh, wrong window.
Welcome to Krispy Kreme. What can I get for you?
Let me get... Give me a second here. Let me check.
Of course, take your time. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Can I get 8 instead of a dozen?
We don't have an 8-pack, but I can do individual donuts, a 3-count or a 6-count.
How much would a 6-count cost?
A 6-count original glazed is $12.59, and a 6-count assorted is $12.99.
Can I get a 6-count assorted?
Sure thing. Anything else?
That is it.
Would you like to add a bottle of 2% milk with your order today?
No, thank you.
Thank you for coming to Krispy Kreme. Please drive forward to the window.
That's interesting. I've never seen that. It was an AI, and it was actually very smart. It was an AI order taker. That's interesting.
You have the half assorted dozen?
It was, yeah, half, yeah.
Okay. $14.09. Is it card or cash?
Card.
Okay.
Give me a second here. Here you go.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Appreciate it.
See you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. I just get out of here. Actually, no. Let's just start self-driving. There we go. I know it can do its thing. See how it handles this drive-thru. Perfect. I don't know, I'm still kind of iffy in parking lots when it comes to full self-driving, just because sometimes it takes the long way, and or it might act a little bit weird. So sometimes I take over, but in this case, since I'm recording, yep, still recording, I'll just let it do its thing. Back on the freeway. Back on the freeway. I'm recording with a Insta360, and the battery usually runs out pretty quickly on this, so if it cuts out, it's probably because the battery ran out. I'm trying to see if I should just connect it every time I'm recording, just connect it to the power in the back. I might just do that, so I'm not worrying about the batteries just running out. I should have brought the other one, honestly, because I'm going to be driving quite a bit. Damn it. Yeah, whatever. So back on the freeway, and as I was saying, FSD has been game changer. I know most people that let's see what it does here. It's on the exit ramp. There we go. It moved over. That's very weird that it was on the right side even though I'm in standard mode. There we go. It's moving to the middle. Usually chill, it stays like on the right lane. Standard, it stays on the middle lane. And then hurry stays on the left lane. But so yeah, the reason why I also this convinced me to buy one was not only did I love the test drive, not only did I love the new interiors, the LED lighting, the big screen, the quality, the black headliners, just everything in general was like, I love this car. But the other thing was the promo APR. So they were offering 0.99% interest on this for 72 months, which anytime I can get money, anytime I can borrow money at a lower rate than whatever my savings account gives me, I am all for it. Like, I will take as much money as I can. Not only for a car. Obviously, a car is a depreciating asset, and you know, this is going to go to zero one day, so it's lost money. But I'll explain my theory behind my purchase, kind of like my cope, right? But they were offering that intro APR, and I was like, look, 0.99% interest over 72 months, which is 5 years. I'm like, that's free money, right? And if I can utilize this car for my business, I could also depreciate the car, which I'm using it for my business right now. I can depreciate the car, basically lower my tax that I will owe next year, and then I get to not have to drive anymore. And so this really helps me not only concentrate on what's important, which is focus on what I like to do. And so I started this channel, which if I didn't have FSD, I wouldn't have been able to start this channel. I enjoy doing videos. And so I'm like, you know what? Let me start an FSD channel, talk about Tesla, look at the improvements, because honestly, this has been game changer. And just honestly, spread the word. Because I feel like most people are against Tesla still. Not only because of Elon, right? He definitely shouldn't have gone into this whole politics thing. You know, even if you lean left, right, middle, whatever you lean, and he shouldn't have gone into politics in general. But some people obviously don't like Teslas just because of that alone. They've never driven one, they've never gotten into one, they never want to buy one, nothing, right? So that's the first thing, is I want to spread the word and just make sure people understand that the person and the product are two separate things. And the other thing is, most people don't like Teslas because they're used to the previous quality of Teslas that used to be true, where the build was not good, the paint was not good, the quality was not good. Basically, the cars were falling apart. The first generation of Teslas. And so, and that's to be expected. I mean, they were trying to get things going and they didn't really know how to scale. It was a brand new company. They almost went bankrupt one time. So it's understandable, but I feel like these new ones are just insane. And so if you're in the rabbit hole of Teslas and your algorithm is pushing Teslas to you, and that's why you came across my video, I do not push anything, I'm not selling anything, I'm not promoting anything, I don't make commission, I don't make anything, but I would highly recommend test driving a Tesla. You can test one for free. A lot of people don't even know that. Is you could just go on the either on the Tesla app. Oh, sorry about that. You can go on the Tesla app or on the website, and you could just request a test drive. And you can drive one yourself and experience the FSD, and then let me know what your thoughts are. And if you have different thoughts on this, let me know. I do think that there's some caveats whenever it comes to purchasing a Tesla. I don't think that buying a Tesla, if you're in an apartment complex that doesn't offer charging, maybe even free charging, maybe even, yeah, I would say free. Oh, there we go. I think I think my camera just stopped recording, but it's recording again. I think the video was too long. But yeah, I think if you live in an apartment complex that does not offer free charging, even slow charging, maybe buying a Tesla is not the best idea. Because one, you're probably going to spend about the same amount of money you would spend on gas, but it's just annoying as hell to have to go to the supercharger and then charge and then drive home and then get home and you're like, oh, why now I have to go back again tomorrow. So especially if you drive a lot. So if you drive a lot, I think the best thing is if you have a garage at your house, that would be the smartest and best way to buy a Tesla. Don't buy, I wouldn't recommend one. I mean, you can do whatever the hell you want to do, but if I lived in an apartment complex and I already had a regular gas car that was working perfectly, I probably just would stay with that until I bought a house or moved into an apartment complex with free charging. So that allows free charging or paid charging, but at your assigned parking spot. Because one thing I have seen in several Instagram and TikTok and YouTube videos where people live in apartments is they allow free charging, or they have charging, but the complex doesn't assign the spots. So every time the guy or the girl gets to their apartment complex after work, the spots are already taken. And it's taken by gas cars, which should not be allowed. And so I saw a video where the girl basically pulls up and she has to like park in a weird way so she's able to charge her car for, you know, at least for a couple hours before she has to move it. That's just annoying, and it's not worth it at that point. So I don't know why it didn't move all the way to the right if we're gonna turn right, but whatever. That's what I would have done, but it's fine. Let's go. It was a yellow light and I thought I was gonna stop. There's some construction up front. There's street cones on the road, so we'll see when it starts moving. There we go. It saw the cones and it's starting to move now. There's no lights or anything, just street cones. So it saw the street cones quite far away. Now we have a train and a red light. I think I need some caffeine, just a little bit. Let me see if this has caffeine. It does not. Just 2 grams of sugar. Just wait on the other street. This is kind of weird. I'm going to take over because FSD wants to go a weird way. Need to go over here. drive in here. Okay. Open up the gate. PDK. There we go. Okay. Let's wait for this car to get out. You're gonna go out this way? Okay. I guess. That is not the exit, but I'll just go this way. Alright guys, I just got to where I needed to get and I am going to park. So thanks for coming with me and I'll see you in the next video.